Hello and welcome to this episode of the 2019 Tuner's Edge Drag Battle at Cootamundra Airport. In this episode, it's our final coverage of the shootouts. This time it's the Haltech two-wheel drive Drag Battle Shootout. And after that, we're going to find out who our overall champion is and who has the quickest car on the tree at Cootamundra for 2019. Here we go, Haltech two-wheel drive Drag Battle Shootout. These two cars, polar opposites of what's here. Four-cylinder turbo sports car up against the big sedan turbo V8 Hoon back machine of Justin Schmidt. This guy's had a smile on his face all weekend and having a whole lot of fun. How's he going to go now? Great reaction time from both drivers, but the MR2 has the traction advantage straight away, and he is out of there. Justin blows the tyres off. He's like, you know what, that little MR2's gone. I'm just going to have some fun, blaze some tyres. Jimmy lets off early because he knows he's got the win, only 102 mile an hour. You can have a look at the replay here. When the light goes green, they leave together, both drivers with a great reaction time. The MR2 just has that traction advantage, and he is gone. And Justin goes, you know what, if you're out of here, then I'm just going to blow some tyres off and have a little bit of fun, as that is what the event is all about.
Yeah, that was a bit too easy. I just went the first two gears and then he just baked it, and I thought I'll just butt it off and save it for the finals or the eliminations.
I think his power skid was intentional.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty good. It was pretty impressive from my side mirror.
Next pairing, Barra versus Jay-Z, but neither in the car that they're normally in. Dennis O'Malley, the Barra swapped R32. Anthony Walsh, two Jay-Z powered IS300. Auto versus manual. Let's see what happens now as they both come into stage. Anthony has great reaction time, giving the advantage. He's got better traction as well, so now he is out of there. That Barra-powered R32 is a weapon of a car power-wise, just struggles to put it down. You can see the difference in mile an hour versus the time. And Anthony Walsh, basically reaction time is what got him most of that advantage, but he had enough grunt to stay out in front and get the win. You see from the replay, there's already a couple of car lengths in it by the 60, and Anthony Walsh sails through for the win.
It worked, surprisingly. We've been struggling all day with traction or breaking down ignition coils and stuff, but it done it.
Our next pairing, UROS in the R33 Skyline from Motorsports Mechanical, Simon Kelly, the Turbo VK Commodore from Import Parts Mechanical in Canberra. UROS has the power disadvantage, but that can turn into an advantage here at Cootamundra. 450 kilowatts at the rear wheels on the boosting that he's on, but he's able to make the use of most of that power. Come into stage, lights go down. Great reaction time from UROS. So he's already got a couple of car lengths on him by the 60-foot mark, but you can see turning the power down means that he can put the power down while Simon blows the tyres off, and UROS can sail through for the win. 11.36, 1.34. Simon's car just too much grunt to put down here. It's very hard to manage that power at Cootamundra, but you can see when the lights go down, UROS had a slight reaction time advantage, but he's able to put all of that power down in the earlier gears, which gets him 5 car lengths in front, and he's just able to stay there for the rest of the run. Sometimes less power can be an advantage. Our next pairing now, JJ up against Adrian. Adrian, the 8-second 4-cylinder bounty winner, 885 in that MR2, mind-boggling. JJ's car is a fresh RB build from the guys at CRD. It has the ability to make a lot of grunt. Still dialing in the car. Good reaction time. He's able to stay there for a moment, but that MR2 just has so much grip. And once he's out in front, he can just pluck gears through that sequential, sail through, even for a back off, gets an easy win. Have a look at the replay now. On board with JJ, you can see both drivers, great reaction time. But that MR2, so much grip and so much grunt and a sequential gearbox. It is just one tough competitor to take on. JJ's car though, plenty of grunt, sounds awesome. Mental machine, we expect a lot in the future. But now, two Supras going head to head. Mick Mansour in the Motorsports Mechanical King 2JZ Supra. This thing's gone 8s at the track, very quick machine, up against Goran in the Toyota Supra. Both auto, both 2JZ, obviously. Mick's gone 9-9 here at the track. Oh, looks like he's not going to try and attempt to run. He just wants to try and get a good time to put on the board. So Goran will sail through for an easy win. Mick's gone 9-9 here. He wants to go quicker. Very tough to do in a two-wheel drive. Goran a 10-8, 132. And Mick Mansour gets a 10-6, 139. So not able to better his PB. But he is the quickest Supra ever at Cootamundra with that machine. Into round 2 now. Anthony Walsh again up against Jimmy Tran in the MR2. Let's see what happens. Goes down. It's a red light there from Anthony Walsh in the Lexus, and the race is over before it even begins. Jimmy Tran had a pretty good advantage there to begin with, but he's probably seen that red light and he's going to get out of it early. Yes, he does. Gets out of it because he knows he's got the win and save it for the next round. Replay here shows it all. Lights go down and it is just simply a red light for Anthony Walsh, handing the win straight to Jimmy Tran.
Yeah, I know, I saw the red light. I had a pretty good tree, so it would have been a pretty good race. But unfortunately, he red lit and then I just backed it off after.
UROS back out in the R33 Skyline from Motorsports Mechanical. His first time racing here at Cootamundra, but been plenty of time as part of the crew. Adrian in the MR2. Unless something goes wrong here, I think we know what could happen. Adrian's got the grunt, he's got the grip, he's got the sequential, got everything he needs, and he's got a couple of 8-second passes under his belt. UROS, great reaction time again, so he has that little bit of advantage, but the MR2 is just able to pull it back in almost instantly. He's already even by the 60-foot mark, out in front. He will back off early as well to sail through for an easy win. Look at that, still runs a 9.77 on a back off. That is just mental for that MR2. The drone cam here, get another shot of it, and you can see the MR2 sails past, gets the win, backs off early.
Not so much trying to run a number, just trying to keep it consistent and try and sort of push to the end and see how we end up, and yeah, just trying to make it through really. Yeah, it took off at the start pretty well and just sort of coasted it through, so don't really want to push the car if we don't have to, but if we need to, we can, yeah, we'll put the foot down. So.
Goran in the Toyota Supra from Induction Performance getting the bye run in this round, which means he simply has to accept the tree, and when the light goes green, just break the beam. He turns it around, no point putting excess heat and strain into the car when he can just save it for the next round. So let's get into it. Haltech two-wheel drive drag battle shootout round 3. Goran in the Supra up against Jimmy Tran and the BYP Toyota MR2. Both Toyotas, but Honda power under the hood for the MR2. Okay, both coming into stage now. Let's see what happens. Great reaction time from both drivers. They leave together, but the MR2, once again, so much extra grip on this street surface with the engine over the rear axle, able to put that power down, gets right out in front, but backs off early and sails through for a 10.0, 121, gets the win. You can see the same thing here on the replay. Lights go green, they leave together, but the MR2, so much extra grip. These guys are doing 1.4 60-foot times on a perfect run versus more like a 1.7 or 1.8 for the Supra. And this time, Adrian gets the bye run in the MR2, which means it looks like we're going to have an all MR2 final. Both BYP cars making it into the final. They've got very similar setups. They've both got a sequential. Adrian's car has a slightly bigger tyre on it at times, and he is turned up with more grunt. So in theory, if they would both do a perfect run, which we're about to find out, great reaction time from both drivers. Jimmy Tran, a little bit less traction actually, got a little bit too greedy on takeoff there. You could see a bit of smoke coming from the back tyres, and that gave Adrian what he needed to get out in front and sails through 9.0, 141. So he did a 9.0, backing off early, as he normally does a lot more mile an hour than that. You can see the smoke from the tyres on the replay from Jimmy Tran. Got a little bit too greedy on the launch. And Adrian gets the win in our all MR2 final.
I said to Jimmy, make sure there's no no disadvantages, no advantages to anyone. Just go for it, proper racing. So I feel like he gave it a good run, but yeah, out of the hole really well. So no, it felt good, felt like a fair race. So.
Well, now it's grand final time. MR2 versus the Evo. We were supposed to see a Chicago shootout up against the winning GTR as well, but it had a mechanical issue. So this is our grand final for the 2019 Tuner's Edge Drag Battle. Both getting into stage. Lights go green, but Adriano bogs down in the Evo and the race is over before it even begins. And that means Adrian in the MR2 sails through for the win and takes it all.
All right, I don't even know how to begin this. I think you've reset every record you already had, plus a few more. A couple of weeks before the event, not even, it was a week before the event, you rang me and said, please change the 8-second bounty to be all 4 cylinders. You thought it was just going to be Evos. And I said, you know what, that's a good idea. And it paid off for you. You got the bounty, $3,300 richer for running an 8. Smashed every 4-cylinder record there is. And then you top it all off and you win the Drag Battle Shootout as well.
Yeah, look, absolutely stoked, and that's an understatement. Yeah, we had anticipations for the car to go on 9 at Cooter. It did it quite well. The last Cooter went 980 with a H pattern box. We put a sequential in it, done a 9.1, and we said, look, it's got something more in it. So, yeah, upgraded the turbo, and we've seen a 880 today. So, the car's absolutely a bullet, and it's super consistent, and yeah, just doing everything we've asked of it. So, it's great.
I think the price of MR2s might go up now. I mean, we've talked about how GTRs are going up, but after this, I think people might be trading some cars in.
Maybe, and I hope they do. We need some rivalry. So, yeah, no, absolutely. No, great car, purpose-built for the event, and yeah, super stoked for how it's performed. So.
But it didn't come off flawlessly for you. You actually had to work for it. How did you and the BYP crew get sorted and get the car back to where it was? You had a few. What was the issues to begin with?
Yeah, so on Friday we had a lot in it from roll racing the event before, and we had to take some out because the track wasn't with us. And then as the day progressed, the track come good, so we started putting more back in, and then we had a few niggling issues with the spark plugs and so forth. Ended up getting on top of it at the end of the day, and then this morning we just come out flying. So yeah, it's come good basically. So super stoked.
Mate, everything you've done with this car has already been mind-blowing just based on the times you'd already done. But to come in and do what you've done this weekend is spectacular. Let's get all these trophies in. You've got the two-wheel drive drag battle trophy to come in. You've got the outright drag battle winner trophy to come in. And you've also been given a free Haltech from Haltech as well. An Elite 2500 that's yours to do what you need with. The champagne, everything. Guys, put your hands together, please. It's taken out pretty much everything.
Well done to Adrian and the BYP team. Not only did they take out the 8-second 4-cylinder bounty, they were the quickest 4-cylinder 2-wheel drive, they were the quickest 4-cylinder outright, quickest manual car, quickest 2-wheel drive, so many records that they took, and they also topped it off with a win in the Tuner's Edge Drag Battle Shootout, proving the car isn't just quick on its own, it's quick up against anything that lines it up. Now, don't forget you can get any Drag Battle or GTR Challenge merchandise from our website. And also, if you like thrashing your car on a runway, this year's 2019 Tuner's Edge Runway Thrash event is open now, so you can enter any style of car, any level of performance, and you can also come and watch and just hang out and have a good time. See you there.